So friends, let's see today's delicious Goan prawn potato chops recipe. So here I have about 15 to 20 medium-sized prawns that I've washed really well and deveined. I'll leave a link of my video on how I devein the prawns. Now I've chopped them up into smaller pieces, about half an inch, and set them aside. Now I'm going to heat 1 tablespoon of oil in my pan. Once the oil is hot, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of very finely chopped garlic. One tip I like to give you here is I always like to, keep at least a bowl of, garlic at hand, which is peeled, so it becomes easier. And now I'm just going to add the prawns and I'm going to fry it along with the garlic. Once it's really nice and fried, I'm going to take it out and keep it aside in a separate bowl. Now I'm going to add again 1 more tablespoon of oil. Once the oil is hot, I'm going to add 1 green chili that I've chopped fine. Saute the chili really well till it gets nice and fried. Now I'm going to add 1 medium-sized onion that I've chopped fine, 2 cloves of garlic and half an inch of ginger chopped fine, and fry this really well. Then I'm going to add 1 small tomato chopped fine. So this is basically going to be our prawn stuffing. Half a teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi, half a teaspoon of red chili powder, and a little bit of salt to taste. Mix everything together, add about half a teaspoon of finely chopped coriander leaves, and now add this garlicky prawns that we fried back to the bagar. Mix everything really nice together. You can give it a taste test also. And now just cover and cook it for about 2 minutes till everything really comes together well. I'm also going to add half a teaspoon of garam masala for that extra lovely flavor. Saute everything well. And again garnish with some finely chopped coriander. Turn off your heat and set it aside. Now I've taken about 4 to 5 medium-sized potatoes that I've boiled. I'll leave the instructions in the description box below. And once they've cooled down to room temperature, I've mashed them up really well. And then I'm just going to make balls like this, flatten them up, add this filling, seal it up really well, and set it aside. So this is the regular, a potato chop that we make. I have 2 or 3 more recipes of potato chops. I'll leave the links below. Now I'm just going to I've taken 1 egg and beaten it really well. I'm going to dip it into that, and I'm going to dip it into some breadcrumbs. And I'm going to set it aside. Now for breadcrumbs, what you can do is lightly toast some bread slices and then just grind it in your dry mixer. Or even pav, you can just keep it aside for 2 or 3 days till it gets nice and kadak, or kind of dried up, and then you grind it in your mixer if you don't want to use ready-made breadcrumbs. And then you just shallow fry these potato chops till they are golden brown in color and enjoy them with some ketchup or some dip of your choice. So do try out this recipe. This is a great snack item, a side dish, or even a tiffin item. Kids love this. So give this recipe a try. So let's start with today's recipe. Now here I have 2 teaspoons of miri powder or pepper powder, 2 teaspoons of cumin powder or jeera powder, half a teaspoon of red chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon of clove or lavang powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric or haldi powder. This is 1 tablespoon of tamarind soaked in 1/4 cup of warm water, some fresh coriander, 1 small onion, 1 small tomato, 1 green chili chopped fine, some ginger garlic paste, and these are about 20 prawns that I've taken. You can use any other fish. Okay, now first I'm going to start by heating half a teaspoon of oil in the pan. I'll write all the ingredients in the description box below. Now you're going to mix all these powder masalas, and this is your jeerem masala powder ready. So you can use bhangra, you can use surmai, you can use pomfret, and I'm also squeezing out all the juice of the tamarind. So this comes to about 1 tablespoon of tamarind juice that we're going to use. Now once the oil is hot, I'm just going to add this ginger garlic paste. So I've just taken half an inch of ginger and about 4 to 5 cloves of garlic and just coarsely ground it. Then I'm going to add my green chili and saute it really well. Add the onion, saute the onion well. And then you add your tomato and mix the tomato in well too. I also have a jeerem using meat. I'll leave a link to that below. Then I'm going to add half a teaspoon of coriander leaves. I like to use the stalks, the tender stalks as well, because they have a lot of flavor. So just mix all of this really nicely together. Now we're going to add 1/4 cup of water and mix it in well, because we've added powder masala, so we want those powder masalas to cook. And then I'm going to add 1/4 cup of water, some more water. You can adjust it according to how you like it, whether you like it really thin or you like it as this, this little bit of a thicker consistency. Then I'm going to add some salt to taste. Also, this gets ready really quickly. Mix everything really well. Give it a taste to see if you need more salt, and now you can add the prawns. You can also use pomfret, you can use surmai, you can use mori, even bhangra, anything you can use, whatever for this jeerem masala. It's really very versatile. And now you're just going to cover and cook this for about 5 to 7 minutes on a very low flame. It's almost ready. We just have to add the tamarind juice for that little bit of tanginess, and mix everything well together, and then garnish it with some fresh coriander. And your lovely jeerem masala curry is all ready. It goes superbly well with some Goan boiled rice. I'll leave a link to my Goan boiled rice recipe in the description box below. It's really delicious, guys, so you must try out this recipe. So friends, for this recipe, first I'm going to show you how to get some thick and thin coconut milk. Because for caldine, we always require coconut milk. So here I've grated one entire medium-sized coconut, and I'm going to put it into my mixer jar. Next, I'm going to add half a cup of warm water. It shouldn't be cold, it shouldn't be hot, just little bit more than room temperature. Grind it in the mixer, and then you get this thick paste. So now, using a thin sieve, I'm going to just press this coconut paste through the sieve. You can also use a muslin cloth and extract as much of this thick coconut milk as you can. So this is going to be the first thick coconut milk. So this is packed with flavor, and it's really rich and creamy. So you can squeeze it with your hands, or you can even use a spatula and press it down. Then you'll get this very completely dry mixture. So this is our thick coconut milk. Set it aside for the recipe. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put this dry coconut that we have squeezed out all the thick coconut milk from back into the mixer jar, and we are going to add again half a cup of now hot water. So the first time we added warm water, now we're going to add hot water. Again run the mixer, and we're going to again sieve this through the sieve. And again squeeze out as much as of the milk as you can till you get a very dry kind of a coconut where you just cannot extract any more. So this is our thin coconut milk. So now we have our thick coconut milk and thin coconut milk, and we can proceed now with the pomfret caldine recipe. So now let's go through the ingredients. Now here I have a medium-sized pomfret that I've washed really well, cleaned really well, and I've cut it up into these very thick slices like this. Now if you are not able to do it, you can ask your fisher person from where you buy the fish to clean and cut it like this. They do a very good job. So for this caldine, one medium-sized pomfret is enough for a family of 4. Now what I'm going to do is I'm first going to add about a tablespoon of salt to it. mix the salt and just set it aside for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I'm going to wash off all the salt and really clean the pomfret fish really, really well. So now let's look at the other ingredients. Here is one medium-sized onion that I've chopped fine. This is the paste of 5 cloves of garlic that I've made very fine. Here is 1 tablespoon of coriander powder and 1 teaspoon of haldi, pepper and jeera powder. This is our coconut milk. So we got exactly half a cup of thick coconut milk and 1 cup of thin coconut milk. Now we require some salt to taste, half a teaspoon of sugar, and we also require 1 green chili and about a little bit of vinegar, which I will show you later. So what I'm doing is I'm adding all the powder masalas to the thick coconut milk, and I'm going to use a whisk and the garlic paste and use a whisk or a spoon and just mix this really, really well. Now this is how my mother, my grandmothers used to make the caldine. Everybody has a different recipe. Every family has a different recipe. I also have a prawn and lady finger caldine recipe. I've got another fish caldine recipe. I'll leave the links below. Now I'm just going to heat 1 tablespoon of oil in my pot or pan. Once my oil is hot, now this is the fish all nicely washed and set aside. So once the oil is hot, I'm going to first add in my onion and I'm going to fry the onion till it's a little bit translucent. After frying it nicely, you get the lovely aroma. So for those who don't know what caldine is, it's a very light coconut milk curry, made with fish generally. Now I'm going to add in my 1 green chili that I've just cut up into 4. You can make this with prawns. You can make this with any kind of white fleshed fish. It tastes amazing. It's very refreshing and really good and light. Now, after the chili is nicely fried, I'm going to add this coconut milk to which we added all the spices and the garlic paste and mix it really well. Now, we're working on a low to medium flame. Now, I'm going to add the pomfret slices that we washed really well. We don't want any salt on the pomfret. It has to be washed really well. Again, very gently, mix this because we don't want the pomfret pieces to get broken. So be extremely gentle with this curry or this caldine. Now we're going to add the thin coconut milk. So no water is generally added to the caldine. It's just a coconut milk based curry. Mix everything gently. Now all we have to do is just add the salt and the sugar. And what my mom used to do is to add a little vinegar after we turn off the heat, just for a little different taste. Now you can skip out the vinegar if you don't like that, but it elevates the taste of this caldine to a different level altogether, and it really balances it very well. So here I'm just adding the sugar and we're going to mix everything nicely. So now we have to cook this pomfret. So we're going to cover and cook this for 7 to 8 minutes because we want the pomfret to be nice and cooked and not raw. And then after that, we're going to turn off the heat. And this again is very optional, but I always do it. I just add this half a tablespoon of vinegar. You can use Goa vinegar, you can use normal white vinegar. And then just give it a very gentle mix and then cover and just set it aside. Don't keep the heat on. The heat is off, remember. Just cover and keep it for about 5 to 7 minutes. And your lovely pomfret caldine is all ready to enjoy. I love having this with rice and, some pickle and some very light, cabbage, fougat or some other very light vegetable. I hope you try out this recipe, guys. So friends, let's see today's delicious Goan kismoor recipe. So here I've taken some prawns. I'm just showing you a few of them, but I'm going to be using around 150 grams of these dried up prawns. It is enough for 4 people. Now take off the head. It comes off very easily, and the tail. And you can see these claw-like things which have dried up. Take out that also. And take out any black part or any dirt that you see. Like on the tip of it, you can see some black portion. Just remove that also. And it should look like this. Very, very clean and nice. So you have to discard the head, the tail, the claws. And this is just a small portion, but I'll be using 150 grams in total. So this is how it should look. So discard all the heads and tails, etc. And this is how the clean portion looks. This is an ideal recipe to make during the rains. And this goes very well with some chapatis, or you can have it with some sorak and rice and some vegetable at the side. So in this way, I cleaned all the dried prawns and kept it aside. So now I'm just going to add some water, and we're going to soak it in water for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, just rinse out all the water, put it into a colander and wash it really clean. So I've drained out all the water, and this is how it will look, all the prawns. Okay, so now we can start with our recipe. Now I've also taken 6 large cloves of garlic and I've crushed them in my mortar and pestle roughly. So now I've heated about 1 tablespoon of oil, and I'm going to add 1 green chili which I've cut fine. Now fry the green chili really well. Then I'm going to add this crushed up garlic or lasun, and fry the lasun also very well. I remember my grandmother making this during the rains, and we used to have it, and it was so delicious. Now I'm going to add, I've taken 2 medium sized onions and chopped them very, very fine. So add that. And you're going to fry the onions really well till they become translucent. The longer you fry your bagar, the longer is the shelf life of any dish. Now any Goan loves dried fish during the monsoons. I've also uploaded recently a recipe on, okay, now I'm going to add some sola or kokum, so about 5 small pieces. I've added a recipe of dry bill instant pickle. Now I'm going to add half a teaspoon of haldi powder or turmeric and 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. Now mix all of this really well. Fry everything nicely. Now I'm going to I'm just adding 1 tablespoon of chopped up coriander leaves in the bagar, and I'll keep 1 tablespoon for garnishing. I like the flavor of this fried coriander leaves in the bagar. It really elevates the taste of the dish. So now mix everything well. Now I'm just going to add some salt to taste. First, always add less salt. Never add lots of salt first, because then it becomes very salty and no one will want to eat it. So always when you're cooking, add little salt, and then after that you can add more salt later. Now I'm going to add these dried up prawns which we soaked in water and drained all the water off. And now just fry this really well in the oil and the bagar. Now if you feel you can add a little more oil in the beginning only, don't add it at this stage, but you can go with 1.5 tablespoon. That way it helps in frying the prawns really well. So fry it really nicely. Now some people like to add a little pinch of Goan garam masala or something, but I don't like to add anything. I just keep it simple. And now I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon of finely chopped coriander leaves and 1/4 cup of freshly grated coconut. Lots of coconut. It really elevates the dish of this kismoor. So enjoy this, friends. Our dish is all ready. Turn off the heat. Have this and let me know in the comment section how you like this recipe. friends, let's make this delicious prawns dangar or cutlets. So here I've taken about 20 to 25 small prawns, deveined them and washed them really well. Now I'm going to add one small onion that I've chopped fine, one green chili that I've chopped fine, and we're just going to mix all these three ingredients really well. Now if you're using little larger prawns, you can cut them up into halves. Now I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of ginger garlic paste. I'm going to add some salt to taste. Half a teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi powder. Half a teaspoon of red chili powder and 1/4 teaspoon of garam masala. 2 tablespoons of rice flour and 2 teaspoons of tamarind juice. So I've taken a small bowl of tamarind and soaked it in some warm water for 15 minutes and then I extracted the pulp. Alternatively, you can also use 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. I'm going to add some coriander, about half a cup of fresh coriander chopped fine. And now I'm just going to mix everything really nicely. So our mixture is ready. Now I've taken some fine semolina or suji or rava. I'm going to form these into small flat cutlets. And I'm going to coat them with this fine semolina. Now another alternative, you can also use breadcrumbs instead of semolina. So I'm just going to form these small cutlets. Now if you want a very fine mixture, you can also grind this mixture in your mixer. But I like it this way, the traditional way of making this dangar is where you keep the small prawns whole and then add all of this. It really tastes very, very nice. And so now all our cutlets are formed. Now all we have to do is just shallow fry them in some oil. So I've taken about 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil in a large pan. And I'm just going to place these cutlets and fry them on both sides till they're nice and golden brown on a low to medium flame. There you can hear the lovely oil sizzling and the cutlets frying. These are really, really tasty. And these go so well with some rice, some sorak or some fish curry. They're really, really delicious. And once they're done on one side, just change it on to the other side till the other side is also nice and golden brown in color. Recently, I had posted bangda or mackerel cutlets, and some time ago I had posted mori or shark fish cutlets. So I leave the link to all those recipes down below in the description box. And our cutlets are ready to enjoy. So I hope you like this recipe and I hope you give it a try. Thank you. And if you would like to see more videos like this, then don't forget to leave this video a big thumbs up. Also, by clicking the thumbs up icon. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and become a part of Akshita's recipes. Once you have subscribed, there is a small little bell icon that will pop up. So just click on that. That way, whenever I put up a new recipe or a new video, you'll get a message for the same. So on that note, I'll say bye and I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshita saying bye, take care, stay healthy, stay fit, be kind and loving to one another. So till we meet again, bye.